Hey everyone, RG here and welcome back people to the channel for a brand new Sims 4 speed build. And today people, I got something a bit different for you. I think this is the first time doing something like this, and this is a community build that is not really a community build, but it's like a sharing space for 4 out of 6 freelancers careers that we have right now in the game. Now, while I'm gonna explain it to you, you're gonna watch me creating the crane, the big crane that you saw from the cinematic at the beginning. This is a non-CC build, people, just like always. If you are new to the channel, I make all my builds CC free, so you can just download this to your game without the need to download anything. And right now you can see me creating that huge crane, and I do have a background story for this build and I want to share it with you. So without further ado, let's jump in and start talking about the build. But first and foremost, let's talk about some numbers. Let's crunch some numbers. So we are on San Maisuno, which is the some sort of a map for high skyscrapers, or more like you know, high life living, something like that. And in that map we have 4 districts. Now this one is built on a 40 by 30 in the art quarter, which is the top right one, I believe. You only have one lot over there, which is this one, which is the 40 by 30, and I decided to build it over there because I had a background story for this build. Now you notice from the beginning, like at the beginning of the video, the cinematics. This is basically a not toll, but let's call it like an art center or something like it, that has been converted by the owner to become a skyscraper or to become a multi-storage house or building. Okay, so basically what the owner of this place did, instead of tearing the whole building up or tearing the whole building down, not up, he decided to just build few more floors and start stretching it, let's call it, to sky high. And that's why you're gonna see basically a full building that is like under construction. And that's why we're building the crane, because, you know, I wanted to give the feeling of the place or the lot or the house or the building is under construction. So so yeah, we are starting by creating the crane of it. Now I'm gonna let you know that I even made this crane as a room. You can see there is actually a foundation underneath the crane. I do have that crane as a room. Actually, this is a very old idea that I had. I created that crane, I think, 1 year ago, the first one I made, but this one it's a bit more updated, let's call it, with more modern kits and items that we got over the years or over the time. So I do have it as a room. I will think about adding it to the gallery for you to, you know, to use it in your build if you want. Just as always, if you're using it in your build, don't forget to give the credit, you know, because I made it and I don't have a problem to share it with you, but yeah, just be nice about it, okay? So the idea is that this build is under construction and you're still gonna have a fully functional build. And as you could see from the intro, there are gonna be basically 4 out of 6 of the freelancers career will be able to use this space. This is the idea of, I created this as a sharing space for the freelancer career, which means that if you don't, by the way, you know what, I noticed that there are some people who never played the freelancers careers, and I want to explain it to you real quick what it is. If you're going in the game and you're trying to apply into the freelancer career, you're gonna get, by the way, you would just do it by raising the phone or go to the PC or do it from there, find a job, and then you have the option to pick a freelancer career, which means that once you're clicking on it, you're gonna get a pop-up window which gonna ask you which type of career you're gonna pick or you want to pick out of the 6 we have. Now, currently in the game, we have the writer career, we have a photographer career, we have like a crafter career, which is basically creating stuff from the crafting station, I believe. We have a paranormal investigator, we have a digital artist, which is one of my favorite, and we have a programmer. All of those 6 are the options for you to pick from, and you can become a freelancer career, which means that when you pick one of those, you will be able to do gigs and those gigs will give you payout. Now, the thing is that the gigs payout is different, of course, depending on the skill level that your sim have in one of those 6 careers. For an example, if you are a writer and your sims know how to write and the skill is only level 1 or 2, the gigs for level 1 and 2 will give you a decent but not super high payout. For an example, like 100 or 200 simoleons, something like that. However, if you are reaching like level 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in that writing skill, you will be able to do even like 6,000 or 7,000 simoleons per gig, which, by the way, I'm just gonna let you know, this is one of the most profitable jobs, I believe, in the game, because if you know how to play it like efficiency, like with efficiency or effectively, how do you call it? Effectively? More effectively, yeah. If you know how to play it more effectively, you can actually close up a gig, a really like a really profitable gig in 2 days, which means that you can create basically 3 gigs a week. And with a payout of 6,000, 7,000 simoleons per gig, you can reach about 20,000K a week doing those gigs in a high level, of course. So that's why I think it's one of the most fun jobs in the game. And basically gigs are like semi or half active careers. That's how I refer them. Because if you know the active careers or you play them and you know what they are, we're basically talking about the police career, we're talking about the doctor career, and we're talking about the scientist career, I believe it's the third one. If you played all of those are active careers, I call them, because you need to move with your sims to the lot, you do the whole thing over there, you basically live the Sims life on the lot in that day, doing their work, right? You have tasks to complete, and that's basically a day of working in the active career. Now, freelancers career are basically semi active careers, because you do have gigs, and in the gigs you have tasks that you need to do. For an example, if you are in the digital artist, you're gonna need to have a conversation with the client. You're gonna need to create, for an example, a logo or something like that, and then you need to send it to the client. He needs to approve it. Sometimes they don't, and they want you to upgrade the logo or the project that you're working on. So it's kind of like a semi active career, and I really love it. Now, this space, which, by the way, right now you can see that I already created the first and second floor of this building, and in a few moments from now you're gonna see me adding all of those feelings or I don't know how to describe them, like all those things right now, those cranes, and basically this is a wrecking ball gonna be all the things that will give you the vibe of a construction site or under construction lot. Now, if you are curious, by the way, and after that I'm gonna move on to create the extensions that I put on the third, fourth, and fifth, I believe. You're gonna see a lot of beams over there, metal beams, and basically all the constructions items like bricks and tools and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that, because this is really awesome. Now, I wanna tell you which of the 4 out of 6 freelancers careers that we have in the game right now, this build is most suitable for. Now, it's not really most suitable for, it's just for them. Because at the beginning of this week, I asked you on my channel on the community tab, and by the way, if you're not participating in my surveys and polls, you're not affecting the next build, and that's why you need to do that. So in order to do that, make sure to hit the bell notification when you're subscribing and hit all the notifications on, so you're gonna see all my posts. That way you will be able to participate in those polls and affect the next build. So I asked you people, and actually a lot of you did participate in that survey. I asked you which of the 6 careers in the freelancers options you've played or playing, or you had any experience with them. So apparently, by a huge knockout, I think it was 50% of the voters and like 500 of you participated in that poll, picked the digital artist. And I gotta tell you, people, I'm with you on this one. Like, I played the crafter, the photographer, the writer, and the digital artist. I did play the programmer a bit, but the digital artist and the photographer are the most fun to play, in my opinion, of course. And if I need to pick between the two, I think the digital artist is the most unique one. I really think that the idea of giving you that sketch pad and the fact that you can see even the Sims working on the sketch pad, and you can see the logo, for an example, that he's creating, and then you can see it in the real world, like in the real world in the game, of course. You can see that it's such a unique idea to add it into the freelancer career that I really love it. And now I gotta ask you, I want to hear from you, people, what freelancer career you would like to see in the future coming to the Sims 4 game. And I gotta tell you, leave a comment with what type of job you want to see added into that niche in the game. For me, I would love to see like a music composer, and I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna try to paint a picture with words for you, all right? Imagine this, imagine a Sims that is a musician, and he is sitting on a piano, something like that, and you can see him like open a book or something like that, or that you know, that tiny book for writing the sheets. And from time to time you can see him take some breaks between playing the piano to try and figure the next key, and then he stops, he write it on the notebook or on the book, and then he continues, and you can you can hear, for example, some mistakes, or maybe he changed a bit the composition, how do you call it, the music, you know, he changed the thing that he's working on. And basically this is like a music composer. And at the end, let's say when he finished the thing that he worked on, he will have a poem, or he will have like a music poem, or he will have a commercial music, or he will have a movie music. Or for an example, another gig that I had in mind is, for an example, someone called your freelancer and asked him to, or ask them to create a song with music to their loved one, and they want you to create that thing for them, and they will pay you for that music, something like that. I really want to see a music composer freelancer in the game, and you know, experience with some gigs with that specific job. Do let me know, what do you think? What do you want to see added into the freelancer career? I do believe that there's so many things that you can add to this career, and the idea, it's like semi active career. I really love it, and I want to see more of that in the game. So do let me know, what do you think? And right now you can see we are in the reception area, and I told you this is a sharing space. So in this reception area, basically the idea is that the Sims that coming over here, they will come over to the reception area, they will ask for the room that they want to work on, and you're gonna have here 4 out of those 6 jobs, or you're gonna have 4 rooms for those 4 jobs. Okay, so you're gonna have a space for the writer, you're gonna have a tiny space in the corner with a lot of books and a very good computer to write your book over there. You're gonna have a photographer place, which is basically a photo shooting studio, something really cool. And the idea is that I didn't want it to be a community space. It's not a community space by definition. Like by the game definition, it's not, the lot type is not community space. You don't need to have eco lifestyle in order to play this. This is a generic lot, people, and this is important for you. You need to place this build in your game as generic. I will upload it as generic, but make sure it's generic. That way your Sims can just come over here. Of course, depending on what their job is, they will go to the room that is specifically for them. Now, as you can see over here, I made some sort of a big table with a lot of computers, because one of the things that you must have computer. It doesn't really matter what type of those careers out of those 4 careers you're gonna pick, because you're gonna need to submit your creations or submit your photos, submit your I don't know, things that you did in that career. You're gonna need to submit them to the client through the PC. So I added a lot of spaces over here with PCs. But in a bit, you're gonna see the more specific zones for those specific careers. Basically, right now, you can see this is gonna be the area for the writer. You're gonna have a beautiful desk over there with a computer, and they will be able to do some beautiful things over here. At least I can imagine this. And because of this build is like super decorated, so they will get the buff of the decorated place. You know that buff? It gives you a high mood, and I believe it can also give you an inspiration. So they're gonna get it in this build. They definitely gonna get it. Now there is one cone for this build. I noticed. I don't know if it's meant to be, but in this build you cannot submit your creations. For an example, if you are in the photographer career and you're coming over here, taking the shots that you want for your client. By the way, this is the Photoshoot Studio, and by the way, you can change the arrangement over here. You might want to change the one-piece studio over there to a separated one. Sometimes you get a bit more options. So this is of course something that you need to pick if you want to change it, but I took the one-piece studio and applied it over here. But wait a minute, where was I? Oh, the cone. One big cone is that you cannot submit those photos. For an example, I don't know if it's a problem with the game or it's supposed to be like that, but you cannot do that. So what you need to do is to take the pictures or to write your book or do the programming stuff on the really high-end computers that you're gonna have over here. You're gonna have a studio for it's not like a studio, it's more like a tech programming room, let's call it. You cannot submit those things to the client. You're gonna need to go back to your home. I don't know if it's a problem with the game or if they meant it to be like that. It's really bummer. However, look at the bright side. The bright side means that you don't need to own a camera. You can just come over here and take it. You don't need to own Sketchpad, people. Right now you can see Sketchpad, and you could see at the beginning, and you're gonna see this at the end of this video. You're gonna see the Sims using those sketch pads. You don't need to own them. Those things actually kind of expensive to own. So if you want to save those couple thousands of simoleons, you just need to bring your Sims over here, grab a sketch pad, work on it, or go to the PC, work on it, and then just go to your home, submit your thing, and at the end, it doesn't really matter if you submit from your home or not, because you're still gonna need to have the client approval for the thing that you submitted, and they will send it to you by mail to your home. So it doesn't really matter if you submit over here, because you're still gonna get the answer in your home. So this is basically the space, the working space for the digital artist. One of the best careers in the freelancer career to have, and I really love that room. It's kind of cozy, yet you have a lot of inspiration around. You can see that I left on the table some notes and pads and not pads, pens, because in my mind, the people who are very, very creative working over there and they're writing stuff and then just throw it on the table, you know, just those tiny deeds, people, we are really loving them. And right now we are making that high-tech, let's call it a programming room, something like that. And I wanted to feel like futuristic a bit, so I used that really weird kind of table game. I think it's table game, like table gaming table. It's a gaming table, I believe. And I used that, and I used the brand new computers for streaming, just because it looks badass and it looks high tech. I don't know, I wanted to use them and not the one in the case or the futuristic one. I don't know, I just felt it's the most suitable for this room. Now I'm really curious to know what do you think about this build. Let me know in the comment section down below. Now we are getting closer to the end of this video. Don't run anywhere because the tour is about to start, but if you enjoyed this build, make sure, I will highly appreciate that if you're gonna hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new here for more builds just like this. As you can see, I'm making community lots that are functional, that will basically spice your gameplay, let's call it. So I highly appreciate your support. Now, don't forget the question I had for you at the beginning of this video. And until the next time, enjoy the tour and I'll see you again at the next video. Until the next time, keep that scenes party going for me, because RGeetect is signing off.
You got a bad reputation. People tell me your heart is cold as ice, but I think you're amazing. I will show you the art of paradise. You tell me that you're used to no dreaming, but I'm gonna change it. Yeah, I'll take you straight to Wonderland. 'Cause when my love starts working on you, it'll take your breath away like never before. And as soon as I go na 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 na, it'll make you feel like good love working on you, on you, on you. Try to reach you. I know it's hard to break through the chains, but I'm gonna